September 11th, 2001, 8:46 a.m. 4 planes were hijacked. 1 plane crashed into the Pentagon. 1 plane crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. This is the workers cleaning up the debris of Flight 93. Then a plane crashed in the World Trade Center building number 2. And then another plane crashed into World Trade Center building number 1. Let's all agree, or at least to agree, to entertain the idea that that's what happened on September 11th. Let's even take a step further and agree that World Trade Center 1 and 2 fell because planes crashed into them and damaged the integrity of the buildings, and the fires burning inside damaged the buildings so much that they collapsed. Can we all agree on that for just a moment? Now we're going to take a look at the rest of the buildings that were in World Trade Center Plaza. Buildings 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to look at World Trade Center building number 3. World Trade Center 3 was a 22-story Marriott hotel that was closest to tower number 2. Landing gear even fell through the roof of this building, but this building never collapsed. And now on to World Trade Center building number 4. Building number 4 was a 9-story building close to World Trade Center 2. It never collapsed, but it did sustain a substantial amount of damage, as you can see by the picture here, but it still stood. In World Trade Center building number 5, a building fully engulfed in flames, but this building also never collapsed. And now World Trade Center building number 6, closest to World Trade Center 1, and you guessed it, never fell. Now we got the 47-story building World Trade Center 7, the furthest from World Trade Center 1 and 2, but the third building to actually collapse that day. Buildings 3, 4, 5, and 6 all had more damage than building 7. They all had bigger fires and were closer to the collapse of towers 1 and 2. And somehow building 7 is the one that fell. You can believe the 9/11 Commission report about buildings 1 and 2, but you can't believe the 9/11 Commission report for building number 7. No plane hit building number 7, and no significant fires were in building 7. And yet somehow it was completely destroyed and imploded on itself. This explanation just makes no sense. You can call me crazy if I don't believe that buildings 1 and 2 fell because of jet fuel and a plane crashing into them, but you can't take away the fact that building 7 fell when no plane hit it and no significant fires were burning in that building. Rest in peace to everybody that lost their lives on September 11th, and thank you to all our first responders. We will never forget to question our government until we have the truth about 9/11.